never thought I would make this video, but I am, and I'm here, so I guess this starts a brand new journey for me.
I turned 29 today, and I've just decided to follow all of my dreams.
Is anybody else starting over?
I've been 37 for all of a week, but I started my life over unwillingly, unprovoked. I'm 39 and I'm completely starting over.
Today is the 9th of August 2025 and currently I have 89 naira in my account balance and my only asset right now is this iPhone 11 Pro Max my boyfriend got me.
I already knew that this day was going to come. I just didn't know when, and I am really finally ready to talk about my story, talk about my life over the past 7 years and where that has brought me to present day. There was a significant event that transpired last Sunday, and I will talk about that in a little bit in this video. But what you should know about me for context is that I don't want to be making this video. A, B, I have no malicious intent towards anyone, any organization, any individual. I just think that it's time that people are aware of the dangers of A, the church, and B, individuals who are not operating A, just simply in the fruits of the spirit: kindness, peace, love, joy, patience, all simply are not operating in those fruits, because if you are, these things don't happen. I got married in 2017, spent the past almost 6 years. I was married to someone in ministry, and if there's anyone who knows church life, church culture, church politics, the organization, the ins and outs. I've been a part of big churches, little churches, blue churches, red churches, all literally Florida, Texas, Michigan, like you name it. I have been a part of churches of all types. My story really starts the what I would just classify as the downfall of my hope and faith in the church began a couple years ago when there was a individual at our church that I brought awareness to the situation. Hey, I think that there needs to be a little bit more, coaching, teaching when it comes to whom this individual is, because I have noticed some interactions that are inappropriate with other people, with my almost former spouse. And I am not comfortable, and I want to make sure that I don't need to keep my eye out on her. Were my words, verbatim. This situation escalates, and this is what I can say. I do not know to this day what I don't know. I don't know if there were things then on his end that were being kept from me. I don't know if there are things on the church's end that are being kept from me, and the fact that I have to live with that to this day is part of my frustration. The fact that I sat in front of pastors and teachers and people that I had really trusted for years, over 3 years, to say, hey, help me. I feel that there is a threat to my marriage. I need you guys to help me, to come in and assist, and to then walk away from the entire organization, start my life over. Start our lives over then at that point again last year at the end of December, just to not walk away because there was no accountability, because there was more care for I don't know what I don't know, but all that I know is it seems that there was more care for the organization than the individual for the marriage. And this past Sunday, guys, I have fought tooth and nail to be inside of a bit, how do I say this? It has been challenging to be a part of a church. It has been challenging to show up on a Sunday, to fight through the traffic, because I understand the importance of the community. I understand the importance of gathering together, and I never wanted to forsake that. but boy, oh boy, this past Sunday, I had been attending this church since maybe last year in the fall. No one really knows that I attended this church. I made it my mission not to post about it, not to talk about it, because I needed to vet this place out. I didn't want people to take my influence as, oh, this is a great church, because hey, I don't know, I'm still trying it out. And when I say it's the best thing that I could have done, unfortunately, it's the best thing that I could have done. I shared with a very influential individual at this church that their testimony and some of the things that they were sharing with me were, really hitting home. And I proceeded to ask this individual to pray for me. And this is where things get interesting. She starts talking about God forgiving me for an abortion that I had, and God forgiving me for the threesome that I had in my marriage and attempts to keep my spouse, and that the secret Instagram accounts that I'm following him on, these are very significant things, very incorrect things that I've never done, things that have never happened to me. And for her to share these things and speak these things over me the way that she did, it was traumatic. I'm not a weak link. I have very tough skin because of the things that I have been through, but it took all day for me to really process what had happened to me and why. Because my frustration is, God, I'm tired of being a strongest soldier, so why am I still on the strongest soldiers list? What are we doing? Long story short, there just so happened to be an individual who is a friend of mine, whom when I shared for 5 minutes, I think I had an Instagram story for 5 minutes, and I didn't mention, I had a frame up of the church. This is my first time posting the church. When this situation happened, I instantly took it down. I talked about it on my Instagram stories in a very discreet way, and I had a friend see it. He said, when I saw the name of that church, I was like, oh my gosh. Took the video down. Friend hit me up. He just so happened to have a friend hit him up at that church. And so we are attempting, he's trying to help me out and, share hey, this situation happened to my friend. And let me just say the response from that leader: 2 sides to every story, this, that, and third, blah, blah, blah. Guys, it is making me lose hope.
Good morning, y'all. I'm 39 and I'm completely starting over. Now let's talk about full transparency. I don't have a clue what I'm doing. I literally don't know. And this really comes down to all aspects of my life: my career, my finances, my health and fitness, what I want to do, my relationships, my friendships. It's everything. I just feel so lost. Part of me is worried and stressed, but then another part of me feels calm and cool, and I'm like, okay, now is the best time to try to figure out exactly what I want with my life, and that's okay. I feel like this is not my first time starting over. I've done it before and was very successful at whatever I was doing, and now things have changed, and the things that I want and feel have changed. And let's talk about how everything is a trickle effect. So I'm single. A part of that is because I don't go out. I don't go nowhere. I literally do what I have to do and then be in the house. And because I don't go nowhere, I don't get dressed up. I was watching a mutual of mine that I'm friends with, and she was just basically saying how athleisure and activewear is like a gift and a curse. It's comfortable, but then you don't realize how big you're getting. So literally, I've been in a transition of not wearing any type of athleisure wear and putting on clothes every single day. Okay, so now that I'm actually putting on outfits and starting to feel feminine and feel cute, I'm seeing how big I've actually gotten. I have to start over my eating plan and workout plan because I messed up. I feel as though when I get a little bit of progress, I start to cheat, and I can't afford to cheat. I'm 162 pounds. I really need to get down to 135 pounds. I'm 5'1". This makes no sense. And then me being big, it lowers my self-esteem and my confidence to where I'm not even being as social as I could be to be outside to potentially meet a potential partner. Okay, boom. So then as far as my finances and my career and what I'm trying to do, I have multiple streams of income. I have a salon that I co-own with a makeup artist. Child, delicious is coming off. So anyway, I have a shop. I don't put 100% in it. I make just enough for overhead. Then I do content creation and make more than enough to pay my bills. And then I also still get paid from my career. And that
takes care of me, takes care of my lifestyle. But that's not enough. Like, I'm just coasting by. Like, I feel like I'm not living with intention. Like, what am I doing? I'm just existing and do what I have to do to maintain, and I feel like that's no life. And like, I'm not shallow or anything, but like, I have not been able to go real shopping. When I say real shopping, like in a mall, you know, my background is fashion merchandise. That's what my degree is in. So I've worked for a large designer department store for the majority of my career, and I have not been able to go shopping. Like, that affects me. That affects my morale and like my whole self-identity. So I'm really trying to find myself once again. Like, when I think about all the things that I want, like, I want to be married, I potentially want to have a family, if Lord willing, I want to have a house, I want to be in a house right now, you know what I'm saying? But I have to really look at things and be grateful and thankful for where I'm at, but have a plan for where I'm going. And I think that's where the blockage is. And part of the reason is because I keep starting something and stopping it. And when I say that, I mean my skincare, my nutrition, my fitness. It's like, I get so motivated in the beginning to get this stuff done, and I start to see results, and then I just get so lazy and just stop putting in the 100% effort that I started with. I don't understand what's going on. I don't understand. And while I have the energy and the ability to do these things, it's like, I need to get on it. Like, what is wrong with me? So anyway, I'm starting over, and I'm starting today. Today is Wednesday. I'm not waiting till Sunday or Monday to start. I'm starting today. I'm going to make sure that I'm eating well. I'm only drinking water. I'm going to start writing some things down. I'm going to partner with ChatGPT, because ChatGPT really plans my life when I put the effort in. It takes all of the thinking out of it. It just literally allows you to put it into action. And I gotta do it. I have to do it, because one thing we do not get back is time. And it's never too late to start, but you gotta start. And I have to start, and I have to be consistent. And the crazy part is, I've proven it to myself that I can be consistent on things and do very well. I like, what am I doing? So I'm getting it together, y'all. I don't know who else is in this boat or feels this way. We got this. We can get it done. We can figure it out. We don't have to, you know, be all the way put together. But as long as we are putting an effort to become the person that we want to be, or that we, you know, and aspire to be, that's all that matters.
If you are in your 30s and you are starting over, I want you to know that it's okay, because child, I am doing it, literally. When I look back over my life, especially my 20s, I used to feel bad that I wasted years. At least that's what I thought I did. I wasted years of not building my career, not making meaningful connections. I honestly dropped out of college, didn't have no idea what I wanted to do. I just started a business did well, and I was just figuring myself out through entrepreneurship, going to trade school, traveling, doing all these things. Whereas now in my 30s, I'm literally just now building my professional career in my 30s. And I remember before I started the role that I'm in now, I remember telling my husband, I'm like, there's so much that I am learning all over again that I wish I would have known earlier in my 20s, and not even probably would have known. I wish I would have listened to some people. But then I had to take a step back and know that my journey is mine. The way that my life is playing out, God knew that it was going to play out exactly this way. That's why he presented me with different opportunities and blessings all throughout these years to get me where I am today. And I don't look at starting over in your 30s as a bad thing. I really don't. And I became a mom in my late 20s, which that is a whole different thing, because my body ain't the same. My mindset isn't the same. Sometimes I can't even believe I wake up and I have a whole husband and a kid sometimes. And now I am embarking on this new journey of building my professional career. I mean, I've literally gotten my foot in the door in so many different mind-blowing opportunities, and I'm happy to be starting over at 30 because I have such a fresh mind. I have more wisdom. I'm more conscious of the decisions that I am making moving forward, that when I look back, if I would have had the same opportunities that I have today in my early 20s, I probably would have squandered it. I probably wouldn't have nurtured those relationships and really went full force in those opportunities. So it's like everything happens for a reason, and you should not feel shame. You should not feel bad for having to start over. Look at it as a blessing that you get to start over. You get to rewrite your story, and that's exactly what I'm doing. So if you are in your 30s and you are starting over, I'm with you and I got you, and we're gonna get through this together.
I never thought I would make this video, but I am, and I'm here. So I guess this starts a brand new journey for me. I started creating YouTube videos about my history in foster care growing up when I was, I think, like 20. Those videos did pretty well on YouTube. It backfired, needless to say. You're wondering, why am I telling you this? Well, it helped a lot of people. Those stories definitely helped more people than I ever thought that they would help. And for a really long time, I told myself I would never make those stories again because I just thought it was too vulnerable and putting myself at too much risk for people knowing too much about me. And I've stood on that. I really don't believe in saying more than you should. However, I feel like this series is going to be a little bit more than me. And it's been heavily placed on my heart to make a series like this, and I've been thinking about it for a good long while. So here I am. Hi! I am in a little bit of a predicament. I moved to California back in 2019 just with the intention of living out of my car and starting a new life for myself. I ended up going to California. I ended up falling in love with the wrong person. I ended up having a kid with the wrong person. I moved to Texas as a last resort and have been kind of just trying to figure it out since I've gotten here. I had a little break, had a little fun, but for the most part now I'm like back in, okay, how the fuck am I gonna fix this mess that I'm in mode? And I kind of want to open the floor to everybody on TikTok because there are a lot of people in here that are older and wiser than myself or have been through situations like mine, who are single moms who may or may not be housed. And I am currently staying with my friend. She has offered her home up to me and my daughter, so I'm very appreciative of her letting me stay here. But I underestimated how much work it's going to take for me to get out of the mess that I'm in. The last relationship I had left me with 2 evictions, which I am going to take responsibility for. I know I'm the only one that's going to pay them off, so I have to pay both of those off before I can even get a place of my own, and I don't want to burden the people that I'm living with. I have no idea how long that's going to take, and I might need to call in some help, you know? So I might need to go to a transitional living situation where they can like help me, provide me with the tools that I need, the childcare that I would need to be able to go and work full time, because right now I work entirely from home and that can sometimes not be enough. So it's just a little bit of a pickle that I'm in, and I feel like it deserves its own series because I think that together, all of us, having a community where we can share and encourage, and not only that, but you know, also to show you that it is possible to get out of any situation. I do not think at all that it is impossible to get out of this situation. I have been through so much in my lifetime that I know for a fact that everything, you can transcend anything. Nothing is too deep, no hole is too deep to escape from. And I say that with my whole chest. I definitely believe in that 100%. So this is kind of like the journey, and I've never actually shared the journey of getting out of a bad situation. I've always talked about how I've done it after the fact, and there's a lot of real shit that comes with it. A lot of tears, a lot of sadness, a lot of being scared, a lot of court shit, a lot of vulnerability, a lot of just not feeling good enough. There's so many emotions that come with it, but there are also so much good stuff too. So it feels good to be able to like take control of your own financial security, be able to get your own place, like have those keys in your hand, be able to pay off your debt, be able to like work hard and strive for something every single day. And I want to share that, you know? I feel like nobody is really sharing that on here, like real, raw, and unfiltered the way that, you know, I do. And maybe that's just what this next chapter of my life is supposed to be. Like, I get out of it and I help other people get out of it too. Who knows? Or I fall flat on my face. Either way, I tried. But that's what this series is going to be about. So if you guys have any tips, any tricks, if you want to be a part of the community where we talk about that kind of stuff, I went on live stream earlier today and kind of discussed the idea of wanting to do this. and everybody told me 100% absolutely do it. Like, they would watch it, they would love it. So let me know how you guys feel about.
If you want to become a new version of yourself, you need to completely kill off the old version of yourself. And these are the 5 things that I think that you should do if you want that to happen. You need to learn the power of silence. Do not underestimate the amount of people that don't want to see you do well. That person that gossips about everyone with you, gossips about you with everyone. So you need to start having healthy boundaries. Don't reveal more than you have to anyone, not even the people that you think are close to you. You need to start moving like very quietly. Number 2, don't make your trauma your identity. I know that's going to be tricky because different people have different experiences, but I think you should never give anyone the satisfaction of knowing that they did something to you that was so bad that you became a fucking victim. No human being should have that type of power over you, not even the people that brought you into this world. When you stop being a victim, you need to recognize that you're responsible for your life and your future, and you need to start practicing being present and practicing intense gratitude for where you are. I know they say the best revenge is success, and peace of mind is the best form of success in my own opinion. So don't dwell on the past. Don't carry that resentment and hate with you throughout your entire life, because you're gonna wake up one day and you're gonna be the most resentful person you've ever fucking met. So just let it go and don't carry that resentment with you. And if you currently live in an abusive home, start saving money and get the fuck up out of there. Number 3, I suggest everyone goes through a period of isolation where you completely, I wouldn't say cut off everyone, but go no contact or low contact for about 6 months to a year. During this time of isolation, you're going to learn a lot about yourself, the good, the bad, and the ugly. And I advise you to start loving every single part of that part of yourself, every single part of it. Number 4, don't seek love outside of yourself. No one will ever love you as much as you love yourself, and not even the people that brought you into this world. When you start loving yourself, you start respecting yourself, and that newfound self-respect is going to make it very impossible for people to cross your boundaries. So yeah, everything you're searching for is already inside of yourself. The acceptance, the validation, the approval, it's all in here. And lastly, you need to forgive yourself for your past mistakes. Instead of beating yourself up, just tell yourself, you live and you learn. You didn't know better when you did that thing that wasn't so smart. But now that you know better, you're not going to do it again. You have to remember that you're a human being experiencing life for the very first time. So don't carry all that past mistake up here and in here, because it's going to get very heavy. It'll be easier for you to forgive yourself once you realize that life is just trial and error. So go easy on yourself and good luck.
I've been 37 for all of a week, but I started my life over unwillingly, unprovoked. Would not recommend, but this is the biggest thing that I've learned, and let's talk about it. One of the bigger overarching lessons I've learned since the last year was that your help does not come from man. Your help comes from God. And I think, we say that not even lightheartedly. We don't understand the scope of what we mean when we say that our help comes from God. I've never tried this Danessa Myricks Blur Skin Balm, but what do I mean by understanding finally what it means your help comes from God? This is the shade 8.5. Within the last year, I have completely started over. If you're new here, hi, my name is Sharice. Obviously, I just turned 37. I make content about style, beauty, overall lifestyle, living and growing through grief and not looking like what I'm going through. I lost my job last May. I was in a bad car accident 2 weeks following that. And I found out who my help came from. It wasn't me relying on myself, which I thought that I have always done. I see what the hype is about the Yummy Skin Balm. Yes. The Tontito Ultra Wear Concealer. This is a brightening shade. Also within that time, I was seeing that I was going to be ending my relationship. Turned 36, and I saw that I really was not having somebody that I could rely on, that I was considering spending my life with. Which is one of those things that God was just like, I'm gonna bring this to an end as well, because I want you to realize that you literally can rely on me. In addition to that, if I haven't mentioned it, I moved home. Obviously, I lost my job. And my brother passed going on 4 years in September. Like, I thought that I was grieving until I got in a car accident and I had broken ribs and I really couldn't do anything. And I was just like, oh my God. I was going through a lot of compounded grief. And then, mind you, on top of that, my faith was just obliterated because my brother died. I was one of those people just like, I've been praying for a miracle. It hasn't happened. He's not here. So it's just like, you are not the God that you claim to be. But you get clocked very soon that we find out that God is not a genie. Even in the midst of all of that, God really was undoing so much. I got this artist colored crayon and I got this blush from Rare Beauty Worth. I think I might do this one later for the concert. I'm going to see Beyonce. My friend bought me a ticket for my birthday, and that's the other thing. God puts people in your path just kind of to usher me along spiritually, because I was kind of really spiritually damaged after my brother passed. Oh my gosh, I got another blush. What is wrong with me? I love blush. Blush is my favorite part of my makeup routine. This is Say in Cutie. Oh, it's pretty. Point after I moved back home and I was looking for work and I could not necessarily find a job doing what I wanted to do and what I was doing. And then I ended the relationship, and then I was just like, you know what? I am gonna give God a go again. And I'm not gonna fail at it being a lack of me not trying. This is the new Huda Beauty Lip Contour. Toasty brown. And I got a Say lip gloss in Bubble. I was getting so many opportunities for work, although I couldn't, quote unquote, necessarily find a 9-to-5. When I lost my job last summer, I ended up opening a new business bank account. And the guy was just like, how much money are you expecting to make this year? And I threw out a figure, trying to be realistic. Before the end of last year, I had already done a third of that. Within a month, I had done more than a third of it in a month. It has been just supernatural grace. Even when I moved from Charlotte to Savannah, because it was something that I did not want to do for myself, the supernatural provision was crazy. From his provision were so great. I was able to pour back into some of my friends that have been going through their own third life crisis, which is kind of what it felt like I was going through. There was no way that he had been that great in providing supernaturally for me that I wasn't going to be someone that back into other people. So yeah, now I have really truly learned the Lord is my help. It changes. The Lord will still be your help. And I hope this was helpful for you. I like to share my journey because everything doesn't look like what it actually is. But anyways, cheers to not looking like what you're going through, and it will get better.
Starting from scratch is not the worst thing in the world. So, make sure we look cute over here. We're back on camera. This is the first time I have propped up my tripod to chat since probably 2023. Just because I took a nap don't mean you sleep on me. I moved across the country for an opportunity after I landed my job without starting from scratch, only to have to come into a new chapter that is forcing me to literally start from ground zero. And I think I've been so afraid to do that. This is merely me talking to myself. I should be able to continue the success from where I was. And man, have I been humbled. I sit here in this empty apartment that I've just secured. Like, I need a marker when I look back over on my digital legacy, for lack of better words, and my physical legacy. And when I think about the future of like having children, having a family, seeing who I was before that, I want it to be on record because I need a turning point of what it looked like to trust myself and know exactly when it happened. And today is the day. So we're starting from scratch. We're taking it from the top. It's definitely got an interior designer. And I want to show y'all about it. I'm excited. Yeah, let's take it from the top.
Is anybody else starting over like me? Like, I went to school for 7 years, 4 years for my bachelor's, and then 3 years for a doctorate of physical therapy. And here I am, 35, completely trying to start over and do something else. Kind of crazy.
I turned 29 today, and I've just decided to follow all of my dreams. And I mean all of them, like the ones I had when I was a little girl, of being like a singer, actor, model, and just like doing the things. I live in New York City, so there's really no reason to not go after this. I don't know why I've waited till I'm 29 years old to actually try and go after my dreams. I figure so many people are living the lives that they want to live because they just did what they felt was probably impossible. And now that I'm entering the last year of my 20s, I'm realizing like, no, I literally need to live my life the way I want to live it. I have no choice to do that. No choice but to do that because I'm not gonna be happy. So I'm about to just go after every single thing that I want. Every single thing. Even if it's like impossible, I'm gonna do it.
Today is the 9th of August 2025 and currently I have 89 naira in my account balance. And my only asset right now is this iPhone 11 Pro Max my boyfriend got me. Yeah, I moved back to my family house. And for someone that's dreamed big, that is always planning about the future and what she wants for herself, I am not where I'm supposed to be yet. So hi, my name is Zaina. I'm 22 years old. I am broke. I am broke and I am starting over for the 100th time this year. I'll say 100 because I've been consistent and inconsistent. I can be posting today about the brand deals I got and then tomorrow I'll take my videos down. So yeah, I am hoping to like change that. So I don't know, I just want to document this, and by this exact time next year I want to stitch this video whereby I'll be in a better place. Yeah, currently I'm struggling financially, emotionally, mentally. I don't know. I really don't know what to say. Before I opened this camera, I had a lot of motivation. I have a lot to say, but I don't know. So I don't know. I currently have 157 followers on TikTok. I have 2.3k followers on Twitter. I have 9 subscribers on YouTube, and I have I think I have 775 followers on Instagram. Yes, I think so. So I don't really know what to say. I just want to document this. I just want to document something, and no matter how imperfect this video might be, I am going to post it. This is around past 6 in the evening. I already said I am going to post these videos. I don't want to care how many views I have. I don't want to care how many likes I have now. What am I saying? So I'm just inviting you to follow my journey. Oh God. I just want you to follow my journey. I want to put this out there. I want to document my journey. Yes, I am currently back in my family house after staying alone in a hostel for a few years, but I guess I didn't make use of that freedom properly. I mean, if I did, I won't be in this position today. So I'll just say it is okay to start over. You can always start over if you feel like all things are not working out. I don't really have any motivational speech to give. If you are a young girl in a 20s, starting over again, or thinking of starting over, take this as a sign. So, see you. See this exact time next year, because
I'm starting over at 27, which is really scary to say that in my late 20s, I have no idea what's next. And I just kind of wanted to share what I'm going through right now, because if even one other person can relate or feel validated in whatever they're going through, then it's worth me sharing this. But I have always been very open with my friends and family about my mental health struggles. I have been a depressed, anxious girly ever since I can remember. I mean, I remember the earliest memory I probably have of like a depressed or anxious thought or feeling is probably 4th grade, which is really sad to think about, like a little girl going through something like that, but that's just a testament of you never know what someone's going through. So I have had 20 years experience dealing with depressed or anxious thoughts or feelings. So luckily I have a gauge of knowing when I am heading down a dark road. I'm heading somewhere I don't want to be, my loved ones don't want me to be, and that kind of all came to head recently. And I'm just was really struggling as a 27-year-old. My entire identity was in my career. And I don't know if anyone else can relate to that, but I've always been so career driven, so driven to be financially independent. Like, my parents raised me to be the man, basically. Like, it's me, myself, and I against the world. And so that's really been my sole focus, like in my 20s, is building this successful career. And a lot of people, my friends and family and people just like on my social media, have always said I have a really cool job. I myself would say I have my dream job, and I just didn't understand why I was so unhappy. And I think it's because I put my entire identity into my job. There was no such thing as work-life balance. I mean, it was just work. Work was my life. I was putting in 60, 70-hour weeks, and I still felt so unfulfilled. And I just want to know if anyone else relates to being in their late 20s and like saying, hey, I need help, and I need what I'm doing right now is not fulfilling me. It's not making me happy, and it's okay to start over. It's really scary because I'm like, I thought I would have a house by now, have it all figured out. And truth is, I have literally no idea what I'm doing. Well, that to say, my main point of me rambling is that it's okay if you literally have no idea what's going on in your late 20s, because we're all just figuring out life for the first time. Every single one of us, no matter if you're 60 years old or 20 years old, you're going through life for the first time just like everybody else. So I just wanted to put this out there, even if it gives one person a feeling of validation of it's okay if you want to rip the rug out of your life, out from under your life and start over in your late 20s. That's okay, because your happiness and like well-being is so much more important than your job or how much money you're making or what other people kind of like their versions of success. So I hope that'll make sense. And I'm excited to see what's next. I don't really know, but we'll see. And